This is a propeller, possibly the single most important part on our boat because it's what makes us go. A catamaran has two of these little guys and they're only 1.5 feet wide, but they're able to push this 17-ton boat up to 10 miles an hour. The problem is our propellers are old. So old that we actually lost one of them and now we're basically stranded in this slip. So today we have to figure out how to get what's left of our old propellers off and somehow get the new ones installed. And we have to do it all while diving in this nasty marina water where you can barely see your hand in front of your face. To understand how we got to this point, we have to go back a little bit, especially because in the last video, we barely sailed into this marina from Mexico and all was well with our propellers. So if you remember on that passage, we actually had some engine issues, a lot of overheating, and we were able to dump in a whole gallon of coolant, which means there was a massive leak. Well, that's not good. It shouldn't be that low. Boat work was the last thing I wanted to deal with when we got back, so there was an extended period of procrastination. And then we figured out pretty quickly that we just had a leak in our heat exchanger, which isn't hard to swap out. The problem was the exhaust manifold and the cap had corroded so badly that we couldn't get it to seal back up. The fix was easy, $1,500 for a new part, but I'm cheap. So then came another extended period of procrastination. And then Mary finally got on my case and was like, dude, are you ever gonna fix our engines? So I came up with this idea to use gasket maker to seal off the cap on the exhaust manifold. And it actually worked and stopped leaking. So then we took this boat out for a test sail because it had been sitting here for an extended period and you could feel a lot of vibrations the whole trip, but everything worked until we got to this area right here and I had spun around and I was trying to back into the slip, and that's when we lost a propeller. Luckily, a friend came over with their dinghy and helped us maneuver across the way so we could just stop and collect ourselves, and then we eventually backed in with his help and the boat sat there for another extended period of procrastination because I couldn't get through my head how I would change the props in this disgusting zero visibility water. And that brings us to this week when I finally decided to man up and learn everything there was to know about boat propellers. The first things that pop up are diameter and pitch. Diameter is how wide it is across, and pitch is how steep the blades are, specifically how far a propeller would travel in one revolution if it were turning through something solid, kind of like a screw going through wood. Then there's the different materials. You've got aluminum, which is the cheapest, but it corrodes fast and it bends easily. So most people go for bronze because it's stronger and more durable, which is especially important in saltwater. But then I found this super alloy called nibral. It's a combination of nickel, bronze, and aluminum, and it has the best corrosion resistance, it's the strongest, you can repair it, and it's the most expensive, and I had to have it. And then there's blade shape. You've got shorter and fatter, which means more surface area to move the water, versus high aspect, which just means it's longer and skinnier, which is a lot more efficient. Basically, it's a balance between shaft RPMs, tip speed, surface area, boat drag, and to be honest, the more I read about all this, the more confused I got, but I kept researching and calling people, and it grew into a pretty unhealthy obsession there for a few days, but it led me to this. A Michigan wheel, 18-inch wide, 15-inch pitch, work of art, cast from 10.05 pounds of nibral. It's the best fixed prop money can buy, and precisely shaped to match the torque of our 54 horsepower diesels and perfectly pitched to move our wide and heavy lagoon hulls. We bought this particular one from AB Marine, and I want to give a shout out to Brendan who works there because he spent hours explaining everything about propellers to me. He was super helpful with any question I had, even on things that weren't exactly about propellers. So I just have to say thank you, Brendan. Okay, so before we just dive into changing these props, we have to prepare, okay? We have to have a plan. Usually I just jump right into the project and figure it out along the way, but all of this is gonna be done underwater, and the water here is like no visibility. So I'm gonna get in right now, assess the situation, and then we can get out and kind of plan what we'll do tomorrow. My biggest concern is if something happens down there, I'm fully underneath the boat and there's not a way for me to signal her that
you need help.
Yes. So maybe we tie a line to me and I can like pull on the line. We're just gonna go down there, take a look, and just see how crazy it is. I'm only going about 2 feet under the water or 3 feet under the water. I want to get eyes on the current props, sail drives, see how bad it is. It's gonna be bad because the boat's been sitting here for a while. Gloves, goggles, something to breathe with. Let's go grab some gear. When I say we lost a prop, I don't actually mean it fell off. What happens is that the rubber bushing that connects the outer prop to the inner hub breaks. So then the shaft spins freely inside the prop as it just sits there. It'll all make sense in a bit, I promise. We're gonna use this guy so I can breathe underwater. This thing constantly pumps air down. It's called a Nomad. Super useful for things like this. For the barnacles. This is the most inner part of the marina. This water is disgusting right now. It's low tide. I hope I have a good immune system. I cannot believe how bad we let it get. There were hundreds of little animals living on the sail drive and prop, like this little crab here. There's a bolt somewhere under all that. Oh man, it's really grossed up. And it's a lot deeper in there than I remember. I don't think I should do this by myself. You want to get in here with me?
No.
No, you'll be able to breathe. Like, we'll figure out something else for you to breathe.
No thanks.
You don't even have to go underwater. Just like hang out here so that I can like kick you if I need help. There are so many barnacles on there. The entire propeller is covered in barnacles. It might take a little bit of chiseling. So if you can just hang out here and then come down as needed to hand me tools, we'll get you some nice scuba gear, or you can use this. The last thing I want is for something to happen, you know? So you have to help me. Sorry, it's your boat too. Now I gotta wash all this crap off. So gross in that water. Like it got in my mouth. Like I taste the oil. We've been wanting scuba gear anyways. Let me see if I can place an order. Maybe we can go pick it up today. Only thing is, you haven't scubaed in a while. Me neither. We'll practice in the pool or something. Okay? Okay? Okay. Everyone knows that BOAT stands for bust out another 1,000 because you have to buy all these parts to replace all the ones that keep breaking. But what they don't tell you is that you'll end up spending just as much to buy all the stuff that you need to fix it with. Case in point, the best props that money can buy cost me $3,600 for the pair. And the scuba gear and compressor that I need to install them with, $36.41. Which brings us to the sponsor of this video, thank God. Thank you Insta360 for supporting our mission to keep fixing this boat. I'm all about getting super unique footage to keep these videos engaging, and I've been getting all sorts of impossible shots with this Insta360 X4. The heart of this camera is this invisible selfie stick that literally disappears in the footage. Let me show you what I'm talking about. This is one of my favorite shots on the boat. You sit at the bow, you extend the selfie stick over like this, and you get this crazy shot, which you almost never see because you'd need someone in front of you in the water shooting backwards at you super close to where you'd almost hit them. You see how the selfie stick completely disappears? That happens automatically. Another super useful shot on the boat is the drone without a drone shot. Do you know how hard it is to catch a drone when you're sailing? I've lost so many drones. Yay! You take this extra long selfie stick, connect it to the X4, make sure you hit record before you extend it because it's like 3 meters long, and then you literally just walk around. The coolest part of this camera is you can shoot first and then frame everything later. It's literally shooting on both sides of the camera. It also does this crazy tracking thing where it just follows you around. You just set up the camera and hit record and you worry about what to show later. For most of my videos, I track all the camera movement manually, but the Insta360 app actually does all of it for you. It looks like I have a cameraman following me, doesn't it? You just hit this button here and then select the person you want to follow, or you can draw a box around anything and the app just does the rest. And after you export it, you can reframe everything again and come up with a second totally different video. It shoots in 8K resolution, so you retain all the detail and clarity when you reframe the footage. They also have this new cloud service that backs everything up automatically, and you can also share and edit everything directly in the cloud. Use our link below to get an Insta360 X4, and you'll also get a free selfie stick that's invisible. All right, let's go see if we can pick up our scuba gear order.
Gangsters, bad bitches, and your ugly ass friends.
Yeah, I got you. We'll take care of it.
Really? It's ready?
Of course it's ready.
Okay, let's do it. I ordered this thing an hour ago, and I guess they do 1 hour pickup. Be careful, the dogs will eat you, okay?
No.
Okay, I have no idea how to use it. How do I, what is it, how does it?
So it's a water-cooled unit. You're gonna put distilled or DI water in here. It's just be a cartridge filter you drop in here.
Okay.
One's ready in there for you.
Do I need to add oil?
Compressor oil. It's filled and ready to go. It's a quick connect here. You're gonna attach the fill hose to your tank. Make sure it's tight on. Plug it in. You'll turn on the water pump with this button. Once the water pump is circulating, the compressor will be ready to turn on. Do you have any idea what you're gonna use this for? You can do diving, lobstering.
No. So we lost a prop on our boat, and I'm too scared to drive the boat out of the marina on one engine and one prop to go haul out to do all the work. So I've been trying to change the prop, so that's why we need this stuff.
Oh, cool. I think this will be perfect to get under the boat.
Have you done any diving like that before?
I haven't, but I know somebody who has. My fiance is a commercial diver.
Like
And-
commercial,
Commercial diver.
like she works on stuff underwater?
She works on anything underwater. In fact, now she teaches commercial diving, and
So she'll come out,
I'll ask.
she'll come out and help us change our props. Dude, that would be amazing.
No,
Can you ask her?
No, I'll ask her.
Okay, awesome.
This is your pressure gauge. Tells you how much pressure you have in the tank. Right now it's in bar, which is 200 bar is 3,000 PSI. Then you have your primary regulator and your spare secondary in case you have any issues or you have a friend who may want to breathe off of this tank with you.
Like your fiance.
Like your fiance.
When she's helping me.
Yeah, there you go. And then weight belt pocket. So you may need to put a couple pounds in here once we figure out some buoyancy. A couple.
I think more than a couple.
Weird kids everywhere.
Yes. Yes, kind sir, it is heavy. All right, we got everything we need, I think. These tanks should last a good hour before we, hey, what's up?
Hey, so, this might be useful since you have low visibility.
Oh, dude, thank you so much, man.
No, for sure.
Appreciate it.
Yeah.
Thanks, dude.
Second best for the hustlers.
I think it would be smart for us to test out this gear before using it tomorrow for the first time. I have an idea.
Huh? What? Huh?
Do you want to learn how to scuba dive?
Yes.
You're going to pretend to be mommy because mommy's going to help me tomorrow.
What?
So if mommy's down there with me, then we can look after each other. And then if one of us has an issue, we'll just grab the other person and we can share each other's air.
Cheer.
You can. We're going to stop real quick and we're going to fill up this tank. That in there, turn that on. Connect this here. Connect that there. Open this here. Water pump on. Good to go. We're gonna go to the marina pool and I'm gonna teach her how to scuba dive. Don't worry, I'm a certified scuba diver.
You're not.
I am too.
I am
You haven't
not.
seen my scuba dive license?
You have a license?
You're gonna love it. So we got certified in scuba diving in Cozumel. When it came time to send in the paperwork for our licenses, I convinced all of them that I was working on a project and to send me a picture of their faces looking like this. And then I submitted those photos as our scuba diving licenses. 4 to 6 weeks later, the licenses came in the mail and she opened it. And so when I came home from work, through the door,
You used to work?
yeah, I used to work. I used to go to school. I used to do all sorts of stuff. And what do you mean used to? I still work. Who do you think makes these videos? So anyways, I come through the door and she's just like, Mommy was so mad at me that I made her look like that. Mary couldn't take jokes very well back then. She plays the jokes now, but back then, not up for any jokes.
Show me the picture.
I don't have it right here. The picture is right here. This is what it looks like. This is what everyone looks like.
Let me see.
So the most important thing about scuba diving
You
is
never hold your breath.
exactly, because if you hold your breath and you come up a little bit, that air expands and it can burst your lungs. So you're always taking deep breaths and then deep breaths out. Deep in, deep out. That's it. Easy. If I didn't forget the goggles, mask, your nose would be covered so you don't have to hold your nose.
Yeah, I like that.
Tomorrow we're going to use the masks. Oh my gosh, they actually came. What's up, guys?
We did come.
Oh my god, we have a professional diver here.
Professional commercial diver.
We were joking around about it here, but apparently Chloe's an actual badass. I didn't know it at the time, but she's got over 10,000 dive hours. She's done research on great whites off the coast of South Africa.
Got yourself a new pair of shoes.
And she used to train astronauts at NASA's neutral buoyancy labs. You've seen it. It's that giant pool they drop astronauts into. It should have tipped me off when she was more interested in the inspection report than the propeller itself.
Pitch per blade at readiness. It's acceptable blades.
In hindsight, this is probably one of the easiest jobs she's ever done. So we have the boat coming like that, and then we have a sail drive coming off like that. So there's a shaft that comes out. There's the prop that goes here, a washer that goes here.
Okay.
There's a giant cone that is like huge that goes here. And then at the end of the cone nut, there is a bolt that goes in.
Okay.
So we will remove this bolt. There's a hole in this cone nut like this that we could shove something into and
Okay.
then take off this plastic washer. It's just a whatever. And then we pull the prop up. I'm pretty sure the prop will come right off. And that's it.
Okay.
Should take like 15 minutes. Just kidding. So here's our prop. Look at this prop. This prop is by Michigan Wheel, and we got it from AB Marine. Is that pretty or what? It's beautiful. This is like the same style prop that you would get on a huge ship.
You would need like 10 of them.
No, just one big one.
They have a prop that's like bigger than this, kind of bigger.
Oh yeah, they
than
have
this.
a prop way bigger than me and you put together. That moves like a gigantic container ship. Okay, good talk.
Good?
She's getting into her wetsuit like so easily.
Oh, yes. We actually used to have races.
It's gonna take me a lot longer to get into my wetsuit. This is my wetsuit. That's not meant for scuba diving at all. It is a triathlon wetsuit. You see, it's like a seal skin, super hydrodynamic. It makes you go so fast in the water. The last time I put this on, I was 60 pounds lighter. Look at the waist on this thing.
Oh, no.
No, there's no way.
You got it, David.
Oh my god.
This is at 30x speed here. I'm pretty sure I ruined the wetsuit and tore it in like 3 different places. And this is just getting it on halfway.
I told him to go on a diet months ago when I went on a diet. He's like, no, I'm fine.
There you go. That's actually not bad.
I couldn't figure out which side was forward, so we got Brendan, the prop guy, back on the phone.
So if you could maybe just hold it farther away from the camera. All right, can you rotate it slowly? That's how it's going to install. So that smooth part's going to be facing aft.
Appreciate it.
Give me a call if anything else, all right? All right. See you.
All right, bye. If you have any questions about props, I'll leave Brendan's info in the description because if he doesn't know it, nobody will.
We did it!
Okay.
You're gonna go numb.
Okay, there's like no chance we can zip this, right?
You want me to clamp you?
Oh God!
Oh, she did it.
I can get anybody in a wetsuit.
This is my position. I can't
Can't move at all.
I can't bring my shoulders forward.
Okay, it's official. He has to go on a diet starting now.
Today.
Today, right now.
Why it fits.
If it fits.
Once you
Why
get the
fix it?
water, it'll stretch out. Gloves are also good to tuck things in and hide things in.
Okay,
So I
fine.
have the 8 right here. It'll kind of hide out in there, and then
Okay.
other things, I actually tuck some things up in there. So you could actually tuck this in, but it's better up at the chest because it's got the angle. But you can also tuck tools up in there.
Okay.
And I'm gonna slide your pressure gauge in through the Velcros. That way it's easily accessible.
It took me a good 10 minutes to get used to being down there, and even then it was hard to breathe because my wetsuit was so tight. Meanwhile, Chloe was in her element and just working away. I'm gonna speed through most of this because the first propeller took us 3 hours to figure out. And I can tell you for certain I would have given up if she wasn't there. Because turns out everything is so much harder when you can't see or breathe. First Chloe had to break off all the growth on top of the bolts and then chisel away everything inside the socket head so she could get the Allen wrench to fit. But when she tried to loosen the bolt, the shaft spun with it. So I had Phil put the engine in gear to stop the shaft. Hey Phil!
Yeah.
Put it in the other gear, opposite of whatever it was like 10 seconds ago. And Chloe was able to get that first bolt loose pretty quickly. Then she started clearing off the cone nut until we could see the hole that we were going to use as leverage. I had to keep going up over and over because I still couldn't breathe right.
It turns out I'm just doing, like, literally nothing. I'm just watching her. I thought it was going to be the other way around. I thought I was going to be doing work and she was going to be assisting.
Oh, let me get that one on camera.
Everything is about 10 times harder than you would imagine when you're down there. Because in my mind, I was like, oh, I'm just going to dive down. It's going to be super quick, just bang, bang, bang. And then take that bolt out, get the nut off, and then replace it. Easy. 15 minutes.
I found the hole. I've got the Allen wrench in.
Oh, in already.
We don't have a lot of leverage with it though.
Okay.
Even that flathead would fit
Okay.
through it. It's a big
Okay.
hole. We just need more leverage to break it.
Okay.
Yeah, I see that.
Even with the screwdriver through the cone nut, she still wasn't able to get it turning, so I flipped myself upside down and put my feet on the hull and basically did an upside down deadlift. And I actually
Got the cone to spin, but it's not loosening. It's still connected to the shaft, which is connected to the sail drive, which is connected to the engine. So we're turning the engine over, which I think is a bad thing.
Going backwards, yes.
At this point, I was pretty sure this wasn't going to happen, but Mary and Phil started Googling ways to stop the engine from turning, and then someone in our Patreon group suggested throwing a breaker bar and a socket over the crankshaft pulley nut. It took me a while to figure out exactly where it was, but Phil got down in the engine room, and it totally worked. I got back down there and tried my upside down deadlift move, but couldn't get it to budge. Then Chloe started beating the crap out of it, which did nothing either. We were thinking that maybe it was reverse threaded,
So it breaks over, yeah?
Yeah.
Goes to the left?
Correct, yeah.
Okay.
Left.
Yeah.
so we took a break and watched some video where they were installing the same props.
It's right here. Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
a classic case. I mean, it wasn't broke, but I wanted to fix it anyways. Done.
Okay.
So we were turning it the right direction. We just needed leverage, like a long rod or a pipe. So to Home Depot I went, wetsuit and all.
It's like a punch, so it's tapered. That's what we need.
Got it.
It's gigantic.
That's a big breaker bar.
Think it'll work? Show it to the professional, Phil.
Something's gonna bend.
I need you to help me peel this wetsuit off.
Now?
Uh-huh.
You're gonna get back in though.
So I gotta go to the bathroom.
We got back down there and it worked a little too well because we broke the solid steel 8mm Allen wrench that we had slotted through the cone nut. Luckily, we also bought that punch we saw at Home Depot. And that finally did the trick. Can you believe we did not drop a single thing all day, including this nasty washer? The old dirty prop slipped right off.
See them moving. Ow.
Nice.
I give you the prettiest prop you will ever see. So shiny.
And on went the new one. And then we did it all over again on the other side. But it only took 15 minutes this time now that we knew what we were doing.
Yes! We did it! We have propellers. We can take the boat out. You want to take the boat out tomorrow?
do you feel, dear?
I'm super happy that the props do work, but we have a new problem, which is the port sail drive doesn't shift correctly. It's like really hard to get into gear either way.
Maybe it was all that banging we did yesterday, but we'll let future Dave worry about that. If you like these invisible selfie shots, use our link below to get your own Insta360 X4. And check out this video about that time we took this boat to Cozumel and spearfished, fish fished, and scuba dived for 3 weeks straight.